Welcome to Shredder Fanfic. Like, subscribe, and hype video. Join members to gain early access to new videos. The main character, after dying in his previous life, he soon wakes up and finds out he is inside of the universe of the boys where there's Homelander. He finds out he's Albert and he decides to create the umbrella, and he competes directly with Vought.
Natives lunged together, piercing her now weakened skin. Blood flowed as she screamed, collapsing under the assault. Ajax reported. Second soup neutralized. The stronghold descended into silence. Guards dead. Soups eliminated. Ajax gave the order. Secure the facility. Umbrella operatives stormed the main building. Laboratories were cleared, staff executed, data seized. Refrigeration units filled with vials were loaded into carriers. Vale reported over comms. Director, cargo confirmed. 2,116 vials recovered. Facility cleared. Erase it, I said. Charges were set throughout the compound. As Umbrella forces withdrew, the stronghold erupted in flames. By dawn, the convoy returned to Westchester. Crates of Compound V stacked in vaults. Data archived. Soups dissected. I convened Ajax, Vale, and Renner for evaluation in the strategy room. Renner presented the report. Director Wesker. Stronghold destroyed. 2 soups neutralized. 40 guards terminated. 2,116 vials secured. Additional data extracted from laboratories. Ajax folded his arms. Enhanced squads effective against soups. Claws penetrated after suppression. Blasts provided range. No losses. Vale added, Vought surveillance already detecting loss. Still well informed. Homelander aware. They will respond. Let them, I said. At Westchester, the enhanced squads assembled once more. 39 operatives in formation, their claws and blasts proven against Vought's soups. Ajax addressed them. You fought soups. You won. You proved Umbrella's dominance. This is only the beginning. From the observation deck, I spoke. You are weapons. You will strike again. They responded in unison. Yes, Director. The system chimed softly. Mission complete, Stronghold assault. Umbrella's enhanced squads destroyed a fortified Vought facility and neutralized soups. No B points awarded. Unlocked, Soup Engagement Umbrella can now engage and neutralize superhuman targets directly. Chapter 38, Coordinated Soup Hunt. The stronghold in Virginia had fallen. 2 soups neutralized. Their blood and data catalogued. But the war against Vought required more than destroying facilities. Their true weapons were not laboratories or warehouses. Their true weapons were the soups themselves. Umbrella would dismantle them. One by one. The strategy room was silent except for the hum of consoles. Ajax, Vale, and Renner stood ready. The wall display glowed red with images of multiple targets. Vale began. Director Wesker, our surveillance network has identified 4 active soups operating under Vought in the Northeast. None are members of the 7. They are secondary assets, public appearances limited, combat use frequent. She tapped her console. The first image enlarged. Target 1, Shockwave. Male. Speedster. Publicly marketed as Vought's alternative to A-Train. Deployed frequently for regional PR campaigns. Weakness, unarmored body when caught off balance. The second image appeared. Target 2, Blind Spot. Male. Enhanced hearing, acrobatic ability. Marketed as a potential new member of the 7. Weakness, over-reliance on auditory sense. The third image. Target 3, Eagle the Archer. Male. Archery specialist. Combat skill high. Marketed as a precision fighter. Weakness, human-level durability. The fourth image. Target 4, Silver Kincaid. Female. Energy projection. Lower tier celebrity, but effective in combat. Weakness, unstable energy control. Renner adjusted his day top hat. Director, eliminating these soups will cripple Vought's secondary roster. It will also demonstrate Umbrella's ability to neutralize enhanced individuals systematically. Ajax folded his arms. 4 targets. We have 3 squads. Divide and strike. Yes, I said. Proceed. Preparation began at once. At Westchester, the enhanced squads assembled. 39 operatives divided into 4 teams for this mission. Each squad balanced with claws and blasts. Ajax addressed them. 4 soups. 4 hunts. You will engage, suppress, and eliminate. Claws, close quarters engagement. Blasts, ranged suppression. No hesitation. No survivors. They responded in unison. Yes, Commander. From the platform above, I spoke. They are Vought's assets. Soon they will be corpses. You will not fail. Understood, Director, they answered. Target 1, Shockwave. Surveillance placed him in Philadelphia. A promotional event staged at a shopping district. Cameras, crowds, and Vought handlers present. Vale relayed through comms. Director, Shockwave departing stage in 3 minutes. He will move through service corridors toward his vehicle. Squad Alpha in position. Ajax confirmed. Squad Alpha, engage once he's isolated. Shockwave entered the corridor, his handlers trailing behind. At once, 2 blast operatives stepped from the shadows, unleashing concussive waves. His handlers slammed into walls, bodies crumpling. Shockwave staggered, disoriented by the blast. A claw operative lunged, slashing across his chest. Blood sprayed as his suit tore. He tried to accelerate, but another blast struck, throwing him into steel doors. He screamed, claws piercing his abdomen. A final concussive wave crushed his ribcage. Ajax's voice came over comms. Target 1 neutralized. Extraction complete. Target 2, blind spot. Located at a Vought training facility in New York. Isolated, practicing routines. Surveillance drones captured his movements, leaping and flipping across obstacles. Vale reported. Director, blind spot alone. Squad Bravo positioned. Ajax gave the order. Engage. Blast operatives opened with simultaneous concussive waves. His enhanced hearing detected the vibrations, and he dodged at first, flipping through the air. But claw operatives anticipated. One slashed his leg mid-leap, tearing through muscle. He screamed, collapsing to the ground. Another blast hammered him into concrete. His ears bled, his screams faltering. Claws pierced his chest, silencing him permanently. Ajax reported. Target 2 neutralized. Target 3, Eagle the Archer. Surveillance tracked him to his training range outside Cleveland. Alone, practicing with specialized arrows. Vale confirmed. Director, Squad Charlie in position. Engagement window open. Ajax ordered. Strike. The archer loosed an arrow instantly, striking a blast operative in the shoulder. Armor absorbed the hit. A concussive wave retaliated, shattering his bow. He reached for another weapon, but a claw operative closed the distance, slashing across his arm. Blood spattered. He staggered, releasing a cry of pain. Another blast struck his chest, knocking him to the ground. He tried to crawl, but claws drove through his back, ending him. Ajax reported. Target 3 neutralized. Target 4, Silver Kincaid. Tracked to Boston. Patrol duty near a Vought-sponsored event. Veil relayed. Director, Squad Delta in position. Civilian presence minimal. Engagement window confirmed. Ajax commanded. Execute. Silver Kincaid raised her arms instantly, unleashing beams of unstable energy. 2 blast operatives countered, waves colliding with her beams, dispersing them. She screamed, firing wildly. Claw operatives flanked, slashing her arms. Her beams faltered, cutting off mid-strike. Another concussive blast struck her directly, throwing her into a wall. She staggered, trying to rise. Claws pierced her throat. Her body collapsed silently. Ajax reported. Target 4 neutralized. By midnight, all 4 targets were dead. The squads withdrew cleanly. Civilians silenced. Vought handlers eliminated. All evidence erased. Back at Westchester, the squads assembled again in formation. Ajax reported. Director, all 4 soups neutralized. No losses. Targets eliminated systematically. Renner added, data collected from their bodies will expand our understanding of Vought's methods. Cellular samples already stored. Veil confirmed, Vought already responding. Public statements vague. They claim technical malfunctions and tragic accidents. Internally, Stillwell is under pressure. Homelander suspicious. Good, I said. In the laboratories, the corpses were dissected. Shockwave's musculature, blind spots auditory nodes, Eagle's physical conditioning, Silver Kincaid's unstable energy cells all catalogued. All preserved. Renner summarized. Director Wesker. New data integrated. Enhanced squads now proven against diverse soup threats. Program efficiency optimal. Ajax added, they're ready for greater hunts. Even stronger targets. Yes, I said. The system chimed softly. Mission complete, coordinated soup hunt. 4 Vought-affiliated soups neutralized. No B points awarded. Unlocked, systematic elimination umbrella can now target soups across regions with enhanced squads. Chapter 39, Stillwell Pressure. The enhanced squads had eliminated 4 soups in a single night. Vought's secondary roster was collapsing. Publicly, their deaths were called accidents. Privately, Vought executives whispered. Homelander demanded answers. Madeline Stillwell was trapped between the corporation she served and the soup she controlled poorly. She would now serve Umbrella fully. The order was issued at dawn. Umbrella Tower. 8 p.m. Attendance required. No explanation followed. At precisely 8 p.m., the elevator doors opened on the top floor. Stillwell stepped inside. Her posture rigid, expression carefully composed, though faint strain showed in the tightness of her jaw. She wore a black business suit, neat as always. Ajax opened the door to the conference chamber. I waited at the far end of the table. Miss Stillwell, I said, voice even. Sit. She walked across the room and lowered herself into the chair opposite me. Her hands folded neatly on the table. You've called me here again, she said. What do you want now? Your obedience, I said. Her eyes narrowed faintly. I've already given you access to facilities. To codes. You've taken what you needed. What else could you possibly demand? I leaned back slightly, my tone calm. Homelander suspects you. Vought questions you. You are one step away from destruction. Your only chance at survival lies with me. You will give me unrestricted access to Vought's intelligence. All projects. All data. Everything. She stiffened, her fingers curling slightly. That's not possible. Some files are buried so deep even I can't. You will make it possible, I said coldly. Silence hung between us. Stillwell's composure cracked slightly, her eyes flickering as she calculated. Finally, she spoke quietly. If I do this, Homelander will know something's wrong. He already doesn't trust me. If he catches me. I cut her off. If you refuse, he will kill you. If you obey, I will ensure your survival. Her breathing slowed. She stared at me, searching my expression for any shift, but I gave her none. At last, she exhaled. What exactly do you want? Everything, I said. Complete lists of active and dormant facilities. Identities and locations of every soup under Vought's control. Research notes on Compound V distribution and experimentation. Secure access to board communications. Full disclosure of every classified file. Her lips pressed tightly together. That will take time. I can't just walk out with all of that. You will, I said. She leaned back slightly, the mask of composure slipping. Do you have any idea what you're asking me to do? If Vought catches me pulling those files, I'll be finished. And Homelander? Homelander already doubts you, I interrupted. The only reason you are alive is because he has not yet decided what to do with you. My protection is your only option. She stared down at the table for several seconds, then looked back at me. Her voice was low. If I do this, I want assurance. Absolute assurance that Umbrella will shield me when the time comes. You will have it, I said. Ajax stepped forward from the shadows, placing a black folder on the table in front of her. Stillwell looked down at it, then back up at me. What is this? She asked. Instructions, I said. Step by step. You will follow them precisely. Every terminal you access. Every transfer you complete. You will deliver everything to me. Her hand hovered over the folder for a moment before she finally opened it. Inside were detailed directives, access codes, secure transfer protocols, and the sequence of tasks required. She flipped through the pages slowly. Her voice was strained. If anyone sees me pulling this volume of data, it will raise every alarm Vought has. You will not be seen, I said. She closed the folder and pushed it slightly toward herself. And if I fail? Failure is not an option, I said. The tension in the room was heavy. Stillwell's composure had broken fully now. Sweat glistened faintly on her forehead. Finally, she straightened, forcing her expression back into control. Fine. I'll get you your files. All of them. But once I do, I expect Umbrella to hold up its end. You say you'll protect me, then you'd better mean it. You have my word, I said. She stared at me a moment longer before rising slowly. She gathered the folder, tucking it under her arm. Ajax moved to escort her out. She paused at the door, looking back once. Her voice was quiet. If Homelander finds out, I won't even have time to regret this. I remained silent. She left. When the door closed, Ajax turned to me. Director, do you believe she will comply? Yes, I said. Renner entered then, carrying his data pad. Director Wesker. If she succeeds, Umbrella will gain access to Vought's entire operational structure. With that knowledge, dismantling them becomes inevitable. Vale's voice came through the comms from the command center. Director, surveillance shows Homelander watching Stillwell closely. If she deviates from her usual behavior, he'll notice. She will not deviate, I said. That night, Starlight contacted the secure channel. Homelander is pressing Stillwell harder than ever. He demanded she explain the attacks. She denied again. He doesn't believe her. He told her she has one more chance. I replied, report the moment he acts. Her answer was immediate. Understood. 2 days later, Stillwell returned to Umbrella Tower. She looked more strained than before. Her hair slightly disheveled, her eyes tired. Ajax escorted her into the conference chamber. She placed a flash drive on the table and slid it toward me. It started, she said. This is only the first portion. Facility maps. Project files. Lists of lower-tier soups. More will come. I picked up the drive, turning it once in my hand before handing it to Renner. Catalog and analyze. Yes, Director, Renner said. Stillwell sank into the chair opposite me. Every time I do this, it gets riskier. If Homelander checks my terminal, if he even suspects. He already suspects, I said evenly. That is why you must complete your task before he acts. Her lips trembled faintly before she forced them steady. Then I'll keep going. But when this is done, Umbrella owes me everything you've promised. You will have it, I said. Renner returned an hour later with his day top hat. Director Wesker. The first portion of files is authentic. Facilities listed across 5 states. At least 3 hidden reserves not previously identified. Lower-tier soups catalogued with accuracy. This information will accelerate our operations significantly. Good, I said. Stillwell had been broken. She was no longer Vought's executive. She was Umbrella's asset. The system chimed softly. Mission complete, Stillwell pressure. Stillwell has been forced into complete obedience and has begun delivering restricted Vought intelligence. No B points awarded. Unlocked, full access. Umbrella can now obtain detailed intelligence on all of Vought's projects and assets. Chapter 40, Major Soup Elimination. Stillwell's files had opened Vought's hidden records. Facilities, shipments, research, and most important soups. Among the catalog of assets, one name stood out. A soup positioned as a potential reserve for the 7. Well known enough to matter. Strong enough to test. He would be eliminated. The strategy room was prepared. Ajax, Renner, and Vale waited, screens around us displaying streams of classified data. Renner began. Director Wesker, Stillwell's files include the roster of Vought's Tier 1 reserves. These are soups positioned as backup for the 7 in the event of death or scandal. Our analysis highlights one target as optimal. The display shifted. Crimson Countess. Female. Energy projection abilities. Known publicly for her involvement with Vought's charity events and musical tours. Privately deployed on several operations abroad. Power output, sustained heat blasts exceeding 1000 degrees Celsius. Weakness, overexertion leads to collapse. Vale tapped her console. Director, surveillance places her in Baltimore. She is currently stationed for a Vought event at the harbor. Civilian presence minimal after hours. Security, 30 armed guards. 1 Vought handler. No other soups present. Ajax folded his arms. She's dangerous. Heat projection at that level will incinerate anything. But she's alone. Perfect chance to test our squads against higher level opposition. Yes, I said. Deploy. Preparations began immediately. At Westchester, 2 full enhanced squads assembled. 26 operatives stood in formation, claws extending and retracting in rhythm, throats humming faintly as they tested their blasts. Ajax addressed them. Target is Crimson Countess. Dangerous. Heat output extreme. You will suppress and eliminate. Claws, close the distance. Blasts, keep her staggered. Standard operatives in perimeter support. No hesitation. They responded in unison. Yes, Commander. From the platform above, I spoke. This will not be a simple hunt. It will be war. You will prevail. Understood, Director, they answered. At midnight, the Umbrella convoy approached Baltimore Harbor. Drones scouted ahead. Vale's voice carried through comms. Director, Crimson Countess remains inside the event building. Guard rotation confirmed. 30 armed personnel. Handler present. Engagement window optimal. Ajax gave the order. Alpha Squad East entrance. Bravo Squad West entrance. Suppress guards. Contain the soup. Engage on my mark. At the signal, the squads moved. Alpha Squad struck first, blasting through the east doors with concussive waves. Guards shouted, opening fire. Alloy rounds from umbrella rifles answered instantly, cutting them down. Claw operatives surged forward, slicing through armor and flesh alike. Bravo Squad detonated charges against the west wall, collapsing it in a roar of dust and concrete. Operatives stormed inside, slashing and blasting in unison. Guards screamed, overwhelmed in seconds. Within 3 minutes, the perimeter was cleared. Vale reported. Director, target is moving. The doors at the far end of the hall burst open. Crimson Countess stepped through, eyes blazing red. Her voice rang out coldly. Whoever you are, you shouldn't have come here. She raised her hands, unleashing twin streams of searing energy. The blasts struck the floor, exploding in waves of heat. 2 standard operatives were incinerated instantly, bodies reduced to ash. Ajax barked, blasts suppress. 3 enhanced operatives opened fire with concussive waves. Crimson Countess staggered, her beams faltering for a moment. Claw operatives charged, slashing at her from both sides. One struck her arm, tearing into her flesh. She screamed, retaliating with another wave of heat that scorched the walls and melted steel supports. Redner's voice came over comms. Director Wesker, energy output measured at maximum. Sustained blasts unstable. She will collapse if overextended. Overwhelm her, I said. Ajax ordered, all units focus fire. Dozens of concussive blasts hammered Crimson Countess from every angle. She staggered, her body glowing red as she tried to repel the waves. Claw operatives swarmed, piercing her torso, slashing across her legs. She screamed again, unleashing one final eruption of energy. The blast consumed half the hall, melting concrete and collapsing steel beams. 3 operatives fell, their bodies burned beyond recovery. But the rest pressed forward relentlessly. A claw pierced her chest. Another tore her throat. She collapsed to the ground, blood pooling around her. Ajax's voice came steady over comms. Target neutralized. The squads regrouped. Standard operatives swept the facility, executing surviving guards and the handler. Data terminals were seized. Crates of concealed Compound V were loaded into umbrella vehicles. Vale confirmed. Director, cargo secured. 270 vials recovered. Facility cleared. Target eliminated. Withdraw, I said. Explosives were rigged. As umbrella forces departed, the building erupted into flames, erasing all evidence. By dawn, the convoy returned to Westchester. The corpse of Crimson Countess was transferred to the laboratories. Scientists immediately began dissection, cataloging tissue samples, measuring energy output residuals, and storing organs in sterile containers. Renner presented the preliminary analysis in the strategy room. Director Wesker. Subject dissection complete. Energy cells within her musculature appear to generate sustained plasma output. Integration into operatives unlikely, but data invaluable. Cause of death, multi-organ failure due to energy overexertion and physical trauma. Ajax added, squads fought well. Losses, 5 standard operatives, 3 enhanced. Target eliminated with precision. Vale confirmed, Vought response already forming. Publicly, they claim Crimson Countess died in a fire accident. Privately, Stillwell is under severe pressure. Homelander furious. Good, I said. Later, the enhanced squads assembled once again in formation. Ajax addressed them. You fought a soup ranked for the 7. You killed her. Losses were acceptable. Efficiency proven. From above, I spoke. You have demonstrated superiority. You will hunt again. Their response was unified. Yes, Director. The system chimed softly. Mission complete, Major Soup elimination. Crimson Countess eliminated by Umbrella squads. No B points awarded. Unlocked, Tier 1 engagement. Umbrella can now target soups with direct ties to the 7. Chapter 41, Facility Seizure. Stillwell's files contained more than rosters and names. They revealed locations Vought had hidden carefully, far from public eyes and government knowledge. One such location stood out, a reserve facility in West Virginia. It would belong to Umbrella. The strategy room was silent. Ajax, Renner, and Vale stood before the display, the map of Appalachia glowing with a single red marker. Renner began. Director Wesker. File analysis confirms the existence of a Vought reserve facility outside Charleston. Officially, it is listed as a storage site for chemical equipment. In reality, it houses a concealed compound V reserve and limited research operations. Vale tapped her console. Satellite surveillance matches Stillwell's data. The compound is small but fortified. Guard presence, 50 armed personnel. At least 1 soup assigned for defense. Internal security automated. Estimated reserves, between 1,500 and 2,000 vials. Ajax folded his arms. A facility this size is worth taking. But you want it intact. Yes, I said. The infrastructure will serve Umbrella. The guards and researchers are expendable. The soup is to be eliminated. The facility is to be preserved. Renner nodded. We'll need precision. Explosives would destroy what we aim to keep. Suppression only. Prepare, I said. At Westchester, the enhanced squads assembled. 20 operatives selected for this mission. Reinforced by 40 standard operatives. Ajax addressed them coldly. Target is a fortified facility. Guards heavy. Soup present. Objective, eliminate resistance, capture intact. No explosives. Suppression only. Claws, clear internal defenses. Blasts, neutralize soup and reinforce assaults. Standard units, perimeter containment. The operatives responded in unison. Yes, Commander. I stepped forward. This is no raid. It is acquisition. The compound will become Umbrella's. You will not fail. Understood, Director, they said. The convoy departed Westchester at dusk. Trucks and armored carriers rolled silently through mountain roads. Drones circled overhead, relaying real-time imagery. Vale's voice carried through comms. Director, facility perimeter in view. Guard towers active. Automated turrets confirmed. Soup signature faint but present inside main building. Engage, I said. Ajax divided forces quickly. Standard units encircle the compound. Cut off exits. Blast operatives take the towers. Claws clear guards at the gates. On my mark. The order was given. Concussive waves struck simultaneously. Guard towers shattered, men inside thrown into the night. Claw operatives stormed the gates, slicing down defenders in seconds. Alloy rounds from standard operatives cut through scrambling guards. The facility's alarms wailed. Searchlights swept wildly before being destroyed by more blasts. Ajax reported. Perimeter secured. Moving inside. The squads entered the compound. Corridors narrow, reinforced doors sealed. Claw operatives tore them open with ease, steel shrieking as locks gave way. Guards within tried to regroup but were cut down immediately, throats slit, armor pierced. Blast operatives suppressed choke points, concussive waves throwing defenders against walls, shattering bones. Researchers screamed, huddled near consoles. Standard operatives executed them without hesitation. Vale's voice came through comms. Director, Soup signature moving toward Central Lab. Intercept, I said. The squads converged on the central chamber. Doors burst open. Inside, a man stood waiting. Tall, armored lightly, skin rippling faintly as though vibrating. Redner's voice cut through. Director Wesker, files identify him as soundtrack. Ability, sonic projection. Range, wide field. Weakness, overuse causes neural collapse. The Soup raised his hands. You don't know what you're doing. His body shuddered, releasing a sonic shockwave. The walls trembled, glass shattered, several operatives staggered. Ajax barked, blasts suppress. 3 operatives fired in unison. Concussive waves collided with his shockwave, dispersing it. Claw operatives surged forward. He screamed, unleashing another wave that threw them back. Renner reported. Energy output at maximum. He cannot sustain. Overwhelm, I said. Blast operatives fired again, striking him from both sides. He staggered, ears bleeding. A claw operative leapt, piercing his side. Blood poured, his scream faltering. Another slash tore across his chest. He tried one final wave, but it collapsed into a cough of blood. A claw drove through his throat. He fell. Ajax reported calmly. Soup neutralized. With the Soup eliminated, resistance collapsed quickly. Guards surrendered only to be executed. Researchers begged for their lives, silenced with precision. The facility was cleared within 30 minutes. Vale confirmed over comms. Director, all resistance terminated. Compound secure. Begin conversion, I said. Renner led scientists through the laboratories immediately. Data terminals accessed, files transferred. Refrigeration units inspected, vials catalogued. Director Wesker, he reported, total reserves recovered, 1,894 vials. Laboratory equipment intact. Security infrastructure reparable. With Umbrella's modifications, the facility will be operational within 2 weeks. Good, I said. Ajax oversaw perimeter fortification. Guards replaced with Umbrella personnel. Towers rearmed with Umbrella weaponry. Drones circling in constant rotations. Director, Ajax reported, perimeter secure. No survivors escaped. The facility is ours. By dawn, Umbrella banners hung over the compound. Trucks loaded with captured vials departed for Westchester, while technicians began reprogramming security systems. Stillwell's intelligence had given Umbrella another asset. Vought had lost another reserve. Renner presented his final report in the strategy room that evening. Director Wesker. Facility in West Virginia seized intact. Soup neutralized. 1,894 vials secured. Laboratories preserved. Conversion already underway. Umbrella's infrastructure expands again. Ajax folded his arms. Every facility we take weakens Vought further. They can't afford these losses much longer. Vale added, Vought executives in disarray. Stillwell under pressure. Homelander increasingly volatile. Yes, I said. The system chimed softly. Mission complete, facility seizure. Vought reserve captured intact. No B points awarded. Unlocked, expansion network umbrella now controls multiple operational sites across the region. Chapter 42, Homelander Contingency. Homelander had not yet acted. But his suspicion grew with each loss Vought suffered. Stillwell delayed his wrath only temporarily. Preparation for his eventual arrival was not optional. It was inevitable. Umbrella would be ready. The strategy room was secured. Ajax, Renner, and Vale waited, the map of North America glowing faintly on the main screen. Renner began. Director Wesker, Stillwell's intelligence confirms what we already suspected. Homelander's abilities have never been fully catalogued by Vought itself. Strength immeasurable, durability unmatched, flight unrestricted, energy projection sustained. No recorded weakness. Vale added, surveillance confirms his suspicion is rising. He tracks Stillwell constantly. He knows someone is moving against Vought. If his focus shifts toward Umbrella, he will come directly. Ajax folded his arms. Our squads won't stop him as they are now. He'll cut through them. Yes, I said. Then we will develop what can. Renner straightened his day top-hat. Director Wesker, 3 avenues of preparation are available. First, biological countermeasures. Genetic analysis of captured soups suggests weaknesses in cellular regeneration under sustained disruption. Developing a tailored bioweapon could exploit those vulnerabilities. Second, technological countermeasures. Weapon prototypes designed specifically to output beyond standard limits plasma-based weaponry, high-frequency refractors, and enhanced alloy rounds calibrated to focus concentrated force. Third, operational countermeasures. Deploying squads in layered formations, supported by drones and automated defenses, maximizing distraction and attrition until a kill method is achieved. Begin all 3, I said. Yes, Director. The laboratories at Westchester shifted into overdrive. Renner assigned teams of scientists to each avenue. One group studied tissue samples from eliminated soups. Crimson Countess, Shockwave, Blind Spot all dissected, their cells mapped and tested under stress. Data compared endlessly to trace any pattern of instability. Another group assembled prototype weapons. Plasma rifles designed to project concentrated heat. Refractors recalibrated to absorb greater levels of energy output. Alloy rounds refined to penetrate deeper. A third group mapped combat formations, simulations run constantly on secure servers. Models of Homelander's known movements were tested against squad responses. Failures recorded. Adjustments made. Renner oversaw each in turn, reporting progress daily. Ajax dedicated his time to squad preparation. Training intensified. Enhanced operatives drilled relentlessly in formations designed to distract, overwhelm, and regroup under pressure. Claws, Ajax barked during one drill, frontline suppression. Blasts distance. Standard operatives, flank, and harass. No breaks. He moves faster than anything you've seen. Stay coordinated. Claw operatives slashed at reinforced dummies designed to replicate high-density durability. Blasts hammered reinforced targets repeatedly until cracks formed. Ajax reported later. Director, they improve. But against him, it may still not be enough. It will be enough, I said. The first prototypes arrived at my desk within a week. Renner presented them with clinical precision. Director Wesker. Prototype 1, Plasma Rifle. Designed to project concentrated thermal output at 5,000 degrees. Effective against most soup tissue tested. Results consistent. He placed the weapon on the table. Sleek, reinforced, its core glowing faintly. Prototype 2, Alloy Round Mk2. Triple density, capable of piercing 6 inches of reinforced plating. Output improved by 30% over baseline. Another case opened, rows of glinting rounds within. Prototype 3, refractor unit. Recalibrated to absorb greater energy discharges. Tested against Crimson Countess cells. Held under sustained blast for 90 seconds before overload. He paused. Director, these are first generation. Imperfect. But a foundation. Deploy to squads, I said. Yes, Director. The first field test followed immediately. In the Westchester training grounds, squads deployed with the new weapons. Plasma rifles roared, streams of concentrated heat searing through reinforced targets. Alloy rounds punched clean through hardened barriers. Refractors glowed under sustained blast before dispersing harmlessly. Ajax observed closely. Performance improved. Not perfect, but progress. Renner adjusted his data pad. Director, field data confirms viability. These weapons can harm high-tier supes. Whether it will be enough against Homelander remains unconfirmed. It will suffice, I said. Parallel to weapons, biological research advanced. Renner walked me through the containment lab. Rows of samples from dissected supes preserved in cryogenic storage. Crimson Countess's energy cells, Shockwave's tissue, Silver Kincaid's unstable organs. Director Wesker, he said, we have isolated several weaknesses. Soup cells demonstrate accelerated regeneration under compound V. But under prolonged electromagnetic disruption, recovery falters. With refinement, we could develop a bioweapon that destabilizes their system, collapsing it from within. Develop it, I said. Yes, Director. Vale monitored surveillance constantly. Director, Homelander has grown more aggressive. He has already questioned Stillwell about missing reserves. He demands to know who is responsible. Stillwell continues to deny. He doesn't believe her. His visits are more frequent. His tone increasingly violent. Ajax glanced at me. If he decides to strike her, he may come straight here next. Then he will find Umbrella waiting, I said. By the second week, the first version of the bioweapon was prepared. Renner entered the strategy room with a sterile case. He opened it carefully. Inside lay 4 vials of faintly glowing liquid. Director Wesker. Prototype bioweapon, designation Nemesis 1. Designed to disrupt soup regeneration by flooding their cells with destabilized compound V tested against multiple tissue samples. Regeneration collapsed within minutes. I studied the vials. Method of delivery. Currently, syringe injection. Airborne version in development. Continue, I said. Ajax arranged a live test. In the containment wing, 1 captured unstable soup had been preserved deliberately for this purpose. Subject 002, restrained heavily, her elongated limbs twitching faintly under suppression. Renner narrated clinically. Director Wesker, Nemesis 1 trial. A scientist injected the vial directly into her bloodstream. For 30 seconds, nothing. Then she convulsed violently. Her limbs extended uncontrollably, cracking restraints. Flesh bubbled, eyes rolled back. Within 2 minutes, her body collapsed entirely, regeneration halted, tissue liquefying. Renner noted calmly. Result, complete destabilization. Lethal. Ajax nodded once. Effective. Mass produce, I said. Yes, Director. By the end of the month, the contingency was real. Enhanced squads armed with plasma rifles, alloy rounds, and refractors. Dozens of vials of Nemesis 1 stored securely in umbrella vaults. Combat simulations prepared, drone formations designed, fortified facilities expanded. Homelander remained unaware of the full scope. But Umbrella was ready. Renner presented the final report in the strategy room. Director Wesker. Homelander contingency phase I complete. Weapons, plasma rifles and Mk2 alloy rounds distributed. Refractors integrated. Bioweapon, Nemesis 1 stable and mass-produced. Tactics, enhanced squads trained extensively in counter-soup formations. Readiness, high. Ajax folded his arms. If he comes, we can hold him. Vale added, if Stillwell fails to distract him further, he may act soon. Yes, I said. The system chimed softly. Mission complete, Homelander contingency. Umbrella has developed its first countermeasures against Homelander. No B points awarded. Unlocked, Phase 2 contingency. Umbrella can escalate weapon and bioweapon development specifically for Homelander's elimination. Chapter 43, Tier 1 Campaign. Crimson Countess had been the first. But Stillwell's files revealed there were more. Tier 1 reserve soups chosen by Vought as replacements or support for the 7. Eliminating them would strip Vought of depth and leave their public empire hollow. The campaign would begin immediately. The strategy room was filled with light from the wall display. Dozens of profiles scrolled across it, each marked with Vought's classification tags. Renner stood with his datapad. Director Wesker, Stillwell's Tier 1 list is extensive. 24 soups catalogued. Not all suitable as immediate targets. Many are minor. Some are overseas. We have identified 4 optimal eliminations to begin the campaign. He tapped the screen. 4 faces expanded. Gunpowder. Male. Firearm specialist. Combat effective but fragile durability. Location, Texas. Mindstorm. Male. Psychic manipulation. Used sparingly due to instability. Location, Maine. Stormfront. Female. Energy projection and durability. Deployed in Europe, currently recalled to the U.S. stationed near Atlanta. Lamplighter. Male. Pyrokinetic. Former field asset. Now reassigned to internal security. Location, Washington D.C. Vale added, Director, these 4 are dispersed across the country. Vought positions them strategically. Eliminating them in sequence will cripple their reserve structure. Ajax folded his arms. Strong opposition. Stormfront in particular. High output. But we can take them. Yes, I said. Deploy. At Westchester, enhanced squads prepared. 30 operatives selected. Each armed with plasma rifles, refractors, and Nemesis 1 bioweapon kits. Standard operatives reinforced them, total force over 100. Ajax addressed them coldly. 4 targets. 4 kills. Operations simultaneous. No witnesses. No survivors. Umbrella will erase them completely. The enhanced operatives responded in unison. Yes, Commander. I spoke from the platform above. They are Vought's future. Soon they will be nothing. You will succeed. Understood, Director, they said. Target 1, Gunpowder. Location, rural Texas, training privately. Vale's voice carried through comms. Director, target isolated. 1 handler present. Guard minimal. Ajax gave the order. Alpha Squad, engage. The squad moved swiftly. Blast operatives hammered the barn doors open with concussive waves. Gunpowder spun, dual pistols raised, firing rapidly. Bullets clattered against refractors, harmless. Claw operatives closed the distance instantly. His weapons sliced apart, his chest torn open in seconds. He fell, gasping once before silence claimed him. Ajax reported. Target 1 neutralized. Target 2, Mindstorm. Location, private estate in Maine. Surrounded by thick woods. Veil relayed, Director, target present. Psychic activity detected faintly. Ajax warned, caution. Engage from distance first. Blast operatives opened fire. Concussive waves slammed into the estate, shattering windows. Mindstorm staggered outside, eyes glowing faintly. He screamed, clutching his head. Enhanced operatives paused briefly as psychic pressure rippled outward. One claw operative collapsed, blood dripping from his ears. Ajax barked, suppress him. 3 blasts struck together, breaking his focus. Claw operatives surged in, tearing into him before he could recover. His body fell in the mud, blood pooling rapidly. Ajax reported. Target 2 neutralized. Loss, 1 enhanced operative. Target 3, Stormfront. Location, outskirts of Atlanta. Guarded facility. 30 armed personnel. Vale's voice came tense. Director, Stormfront moving. Energy signature high. Engagement imminent. Ajax commanded, Bravo Squad, execute. The squad stormed the facility. Guards cut down instantly by alloy rounds. Then she emerged Stormfront, her eyes glowing, hands sparking with violent energy. She unleashed a torrent of electricity, frying 3 operatives instantly. Plasma rifles returned fire, streams of heat searing across her. She staggered, but retaliated with another burst, knocking enhanced operatives off their feet. Ajax growled over comms. Nemesis 1. Now. A claw operative closed the distance, slashing her arm before jamming a Nemesis 1 syringe into her chest. She screamed, her energy faltering, body convulsing violently. Plasma fire intensified. Claws tore across her throat. She collapsed in silence, smoke rising from her body. Ajax reported. Target 3 neutralized. Losses, 3 standard operatives, 2 enhanced. Target 4, Lamplighter. Location, secure building in Washington, D.C. Vought internal. Guard heavy. Veil relayed, Director, building security tight. 35 guards. Facility reinforced. Ajax ordered, Charlie Squad, breach. Explosives detonated. Umbrella forces poured inside. Guards fell rapidly. Lamplighter appeared, flames erupting from his hands, corridors igniting instantly. 2 operatives burned alive before refractors were positioned, dispersing the fire. Plasma rifles countered with streams of concentrated heat, overwhelming him. He tried to retreat, but claws pierced his spine. Flames sputtered out as his body fell to the floor. Ajax reported. Target 4 neutralized. Facility cleared. Casualties, 2 standard operatives. By dawn, all 4 targets were dead. The squads returned to Westchester. Corpses dissected, samples stored. Data terminals seized. Renner presented the campaign summary in the strategy room. Director Wesker. Results. Target 1, gunpowder. Eliminated. Minimal resistance. Target 2, Mindstorm. Eliminated. Losses, 1 enhanced operative. Target 3, Stormfront. Eliminated. Nemesis 1 successful. Losses, 5 total. Target 4, Lamplighter. Eliminated. Losses, 2 standard operatives. Total casualties, 8. Targets eliminated, 4. Ajax folded his arms. Soups eliminated cleanly. Nemesis 1 proved invaluable. Squads remain strong. Vale added, Vought reeling. 4 public faces gone. Media scrambling to cover. Stillwell under severe scrutiny. Homelander furious. Yes, I said. The enhanced squads assembled once more. 26 operatives in full gear, their losses noted but their efficiency proven. Ajax addressed them. 4 more soups. All gone. Vought weakens with every strike. You are Umbrella's weapon. From above, I spoke. This is the campaign. It will continue. You will hunt until none remain. They answered together. Yes, Director. The system chimed softly. Mission complete, Tier 1 campaign. 4 Tier 1 reserve soups eliminated. No B points awarded. Unlocked, Systemic Collapse. Umbrella can now dismantle Vought's reserve roster entirely. Chapter 44, Reserve Eradication. The first wave of the campaign had succeeded. Gunpowder, Mindstorm, Stormfront, Lamplighter all dead. But Stillwell's files listed 24 reserves in total. The rest remained alive, scattered across the country, waiting for Vought to elevate them as replacements. They would not live long enough to see it. The strategy room was prepared. Ajax, Renner, and Vale stood ready. The wall display glowed with 20 remaining profiles, each tagged with location markers. Renner adjusted his day top hat. Director Wesker, our next phase requires wider deployment. Stillwell's intelligence confirms 20 reserves. 12 are within the continental United States. The rest are abroad. We will begin with the domestic targets. The display divided, highlighting 12 names. Living lightning. Electrical projection. Location, Chicago. Osmium. Super strength, metallic skin. Location, Detroit. Jet stream. Flight and wind manipulation. Location, Denver. Cold snap. Cryokinesis. Location, Minneapolis. Starlight 2. Prototype successor. Location, New Jersey. Slipstream. Teleportation. Location, Las Vegas. Fission. Radiation output. Location, New Mexico. Warhead. Explosive kinetic projection. Location, Florida. Circuit. Speedster. Location, Seattle. Wavelength. Sonic resonance. Location, Portland. Equinox. Heat and cold manipulation. Location, Kansas City. Crosshair. Precision marksmanship. Location, Dallas. Renner looked up. Each is Tier 1. Publicly minor celebrities. Privately trained to fill 7 positions if needed. Ajax folded his arms. 12 targets. Spread across the country. Squads will need to split. Yes, I said. Divide forces. Kill them all. At Westchester, all squads assembled. 32 enhanced operatives stood ready, supported by 100 standard operatives. Ajax addressed them. 12 soups. 12 missions. You will hunt them across the country. Operatives divided into 6 squads, 2 targets each. No hesitation. No survivors. They answered in unison. Yes, Commander. I stepped forward. This is eradication. Umbrella will leave no one standing. Understood, Director, they said. Target 1, Living Lightning Chicago. Surveillance identified him patrolling a Vought-sponsored district. Minimal guards. Vale reported, Director, target isolated. Ajax ordered, Alpha Squad, engage. The squad struck at midnight. Living Lightning raised his hands, electricity arcing across the street, frying 3 umbrella drones instantly. Plasma rifles countered, beams of concentrated heat striking his chest. He staggered, but retaliated with another burst. Refractors absorbed the blast. A claw operative leapt, slashing across his torso. Another jammed a Nemesis 1 syringe into his neck. His body convulsed violently, sparks erupting before collapsing in silence. Target neutralized, Ajax reported. Target 2, Osmium Detroit. Located in a warehouse. Metallic skin glinting under dim light. Bravo squad breached. Alloy rounds ricocheted at first, bouncing harmlessly. Ajax ordered, plasma. Burn him. Plasma rifles unleashed concentrated heat. His metallic skin glowed red, weakening. Claws pierced through, tearing his throat open. He fell with a heavy crash, metal skin cooling as his blood pooled. Target neutralized. Target 3, Jetstream Denver. Found in flight training near an airfield. Charlie squad positioned refractors on rooftops. When she descended, operatives opened fire. Concussive blasts struck her mid-air, throwing her into the runway. Claws surged forward, slashing across her chest before she could recover. Her body was dragged aside, wings broken, blood staining the tarmac. Target neutralized. Target 4, Cold Snap Minneapolis. Seen near a Vought lab. Surrounded by frost even in spring. Delta squad engaged. He froze the ground instantly, encasing 2 operatives in ice. Refractors positioned forward, absorbing blasts of cold. Plasma rifles retaliated, streams of heat melting his armor of ice. Claws pierced his chest, Nemesis 1 injected. His body crystallized, shattering seconds later. Target neutralized. Target 5, Starlight 2 New Jersey. Prototype, still in training. Escort, 6 guards. Echo Squad stormed her training ground. She fired beams of light, disorienting operatives briefly. Concussive blasts countered, slamming her against reinforced walls. Claws finished her quickly, throat slashed, beams fading instantly. Target neutralized. Target 6, Slipstream Las Vegas. Teleportation made him elusive. Foxtrot squad used drones to triangulate his movements. Each time he appeared, refractors cut his path. He reappeared behind an operative, slashing a blade only to be pierced by claws instantly. A Nemesis 1 syringe injected before he could vanish again. He screamed once before collapsing. Target neutralized. Target 7, Fission, New Mexico. Guard heavy, energy readings high. Gamma squad advanced cautiously. Radiation waves struck, disorienting operatives. Refractors absorbed much but faltered under intensity. Plasma rifles returned fire. Fission stumbled. 2 claw operatives lunged, both dying instantly as his radiation burst consumed them. Nemesis 1 delivered by drone injector pierced his shoulder. Radiation faltered. He collapsed, body glowing faintly before extinguishing. Target neutralized. 2 losses. Target 8, Warhead, Florida. Public figure in training exercises. Theta squad ambushed during a routine demonstration. Warhead charged, his fists glowing. He struck, detonations tearing through 3 standard operatives. Concussive blasts hammered him backward. Plasma rifles cut across his chest. A claw pierced his skull. Target neutralized. Target 9, Circuit, Seattle. Speedster variant. Iota squad positioned with refractors covering lanes. When he accelerated, concussive blasts anticipated his trajectory, slamming him into a wall. Claws tore through his legs before he could rise. Nemesis 1 injected. He convulsed violently before death. Target neutralized. Target 10, Wavelength, Portland. Sonic abilities. Kappa squad advanced with reinforced ear protection. He unleashed a scream, shattering glass and disorienting drones. Plasma fire silenced him, chest burned through. Claws tore his throat. Target neutralized. Target 11, Equinox, Kansas City. Dual manipulation of heat and cold. Lambda squad pressed hard. He unleashed a storm of fire and frost, disorienting several operatives. Plasma rifles countered, overwhelming his concentration. Nemesis 1 injected by claw operatives. His body collapsed seconds later, bleeding heavily. Target neutralized. Target 12, Crosshair Dallas. Sniper. Guard minimal. Mu squad advanced under cover. He fired immediately, killing one operative. Refractors redirected his shots. Concussive blasts shattered his vantage point. Claws reached him within seconds, tearing his arms apart before he could fire again. Target neutralized. One loss. By dawn, 12 Tier 1 reserves were dead. The squads regrouped, casualties recorded, samples collected, bodies disposed of. Renner delivered the final report in the strategy room. Director Wesker. Phase 2 complete. 12 Tier 1 reserves eliminated. Casualties, 4 enhanced operatives, 6 standard. Vought reserves reduced by 70%. Remaining Tier 1s located abroad. Ajax folded his arms. Domestics eliminated. International will be harder. But we can reach them. Vale added, Vought in freefall. Public explanations unraveling. Stillwell barely holding control. Homelander increasingly volatile. Yes, I said. The system chimed softly. Mission complete, reserve eradication. All domestic Tier 1 reserves eliminated. No B points awarded. Unlocked, Global Campaign umbrella can now expand operations overseas to eliminate remaining reserves. Chapter 45, Global Campaign. The domestic reserves were gone. Every Tier 1 candidate within the United States had been eliminated. Stillwell's files showed the remainder scattered across Europe, South America, and Asia. Vought had positioned them as international contingencies, faces for foreign contracts, weapons for export. They would not survive. The strategy room was sealed. Ajax, Vale, and Renner stood in silence as the global map projected across the wall. Red markers blinked across continents. Renner tapped his datapad. Director Wesker, 12 Tier 1 reserves remain. All stationed outside the United States. Blitzkrieg. Speedster. Location, Berlin. Inferno. Pyrokinetic. Location, Madrid. Stonewall. Enhanced durability. Location, London. Tempest. Weather manipulation. Location, Paris. Red mist. Chemical emission. Location, Moscow. Valkyrie. Flight and bladed weaponry. Location, Stockholm. Titan. Super strength. Location, Sao Paulo. Ghost blade. Invisibility and combat skill. Location, Tokyo. Widowmaker. Sniper. Location, Hong Kong. Toxica. Poison secretion. Location, New Delhi. Shock front. Electrical output. Location, Cairo. Revenant. Regeneration. Location, Johannesburg. He looked up. Each is classified as Tier 1. Vought's international fallback. Eliminating them will collapse Vought's global presence. Ajax folded his arms. 12 targets, spread worldwide. This will require simultaneous deployments. Vale added, Director, foreign authorities may react if these operations are detected. Umbrella will need precision. Yes, I said. Deploy all squads. Kill them all. At Westchester, enhanced operatives gathered. 32 remained after recent campaigns. They stood in formation, flanked by 120 standard operatives. Ajax addressed them. 12 targets. 12 missions. Operations worldwide. Squads divided and deployed to every continent. Eliminate all Tier 1s. No survivors. The enhanced operatives answered in unison. Yes, Commander. I stepped forward. This is global eradication. You will not fail. Understood, Director, they said. Target 1, Blitzkrieg Berlin. Surveillance tracked him on patrol in Berlin streets. He moved constantly, speed rendering him difficult to target. Veil relayed, Director, target in motion. Alpha Squad positioned refractors at intersections. Drones triangulated his path. When Blitzkrieg accelerated, concussive blasts triggered, slamming him into reinforced barriers. He tried to recover, but claws pierced his legs instantly. A Nemesis 1 syringe drove into his chest. His body convulsed violently before collapsing lifeless in the street. Target neutralized. Target 2, Inferno Madrid. Pyrokinetic, stationed near a Vought training center. Bravo Squad infiltrated at night. Guards fell instantly. Inferno erupted, flames consuming the courtyard. 2 operatives burned before refractors were raised. Plasma rifles countered, searing across her chest. She screamed, flames faltering. Claws surged forward, piercing her throat. Target neutralized. Target 3, Stonewall London. Enhanced durability. Guard heavy. Charlie Squad breached his secure residence. Alloy rounds ricocheted. Plasma rifles heated his skin until cracks formed. Claws tore across his chest repeatedly until Nemesis 1 injected. His durability collapsed, body convulsing. Target neutralized. Target 4, Tempest Paris. Weather manipulator, stationed at a Vought safe house. Delta Squad attacked during a thunderstorm. Tempest amplified it instantly, lightning striking operatives. Refractors absorbed partial strikes, plasma rifles returning fire. Concussive blasts staggered her. A claw pierced her side, Nemesis 1 injected. Her body fell as lightning dissipated. Target neutralized. Target 5, Red Mist Moscow. Chemical emitter. Vought guards in protective suits. Echo Squad deployed in full filtration gear. Red Mist released clouds of toxins instantly, killing 2 standard operatives. Concussive blasts dispersed the fog. Claws closed the distance, slashing her chest before Nemesis 1 injected. She choked on her own toxins before collapsing. Target neutralized. Target 6, Valkyrie Stockholm. Flight and bladed weaponry. Foxtrot Squad ambushed at her hangar. She rose into the air, blades cutting down 1 operative. Plasma rifles tracked, burning her wings. She crashed, claws finishing her swiftly. Target neutralized. Target 7, Titan Sao Paulo. Super strength. Gamma Squad confronted him in an industrial yard. He crushed 1 operative instantly. Plasma rifles opened fire, searing his body. Nemesis 1 deployed by claw operatives. His strength faltered, body collapsing to the ground. Target neutralized. Target 8, Ghostblade Tokyo. Invisibility and combat training. Iota Squad advanced through a Vought compound. Guards fell silently, throats slit by unseen hands. Infrared drones tracked faint heat signatures. Concussive blasts struck, revealing Ghostblade mid-strike. Claws swarmed him, tearing through his body before Nemesis 1 ended him. Target neutralized. Target 9, Widowmaker Hong Kong. Sniper. Kappa squad advanced cautiously. 2 operatives fell instantly to long-range shots. Refractors deployed, blocking line of sight. Drones triangulated his perch. Concussive blasts collapsed the structure. He fell, claws tearing him apart before impact. Target neutralized. Target 10, Toxic in New Delhi. Poison secretion. Lambda squad breached her residence. She released venom clouds instantly, corroding armor. Plasma rifles countered, burning her flesh. Nemesis 1 injection destabilized her completely. Target neutralized. Target 11, Shock Front Cairo. Electrical output. Mu squad engaged at night. He discharged violent arcs, frying 2 operatives. Refractors held. Plasma fire cut across his body, staggering him. Claws injected Nemesis 1. His body convulsed, collapsing seconds later. Target neutralized. Target 12, Revenant Johannesburg. Regeneration. New squad surrounded him in an abandoned district. Concussive blasts tore him apart repeatedly, but he reformed each time. Ajax's order came cold. Nemesis 1. Multiple injections. 3 claw operatives pinned him, injecting simultaneously. His regeneration faltered. His body writhed, then dissolved into failure. Target neutralized. By the end of the week, 12 Tier 1 reserves were dead. Umbrella convoys returned to Westchester with samples, data, and recovered reserves of Compound V. Renner delivered the campaign summary in the strategy room. Director Wesker. Global campaign successful. All 12 international Tier 1 reserves eliminated. Casualties, 6 enhanced operatives, 9 standard. Vought's reserve roster is now destroyed. Ajax folded his arms. They have nothing left. No backups. Only the 7 remain. Vale added, international response confused. Governments uncertain who struck. Vought's narrative collapsing. Stillwell losing control. Homelander enraged. Yes, I said. The system chimed softly. Mission complete, global campaign. All international Tier 1 reserves eliminated. No B points awarded. Unlocked, final stage only the 7 remain as Vought's primary soup assets. Chapter 46, 7 Engagement. The reserves were gone. Every Tier 1 candidate eliminated. Stillwell's files were exhausted. Vought's contingencies erased. Their international presence broken. Only the 7 remained. They were Vought's strength, its symbol, its shield. They would be tested. The strategy room filled with the glow of the display. Profiles of the 7 scrolled one by one across the screen. Renner began. Director Wesker. Targets now limited to the 7. Each represents Vought's highest tier assets. Their elimination will collapse the company entirely. He tapped his data pad. Profiles expanded. Homelander. Leader. Strength immeasurable. Durability absolute. Energy projection. Queen Maeve. Enhanced strength, speed, durability. Swordsmanship. A-Train. Speedster. Current instability due to Compound V strain. The Deep. Aquatic adaptation. Strength underwater. Vulnerabilities on land. Black Noir. Enhanced combat skill. Strength, agility, durability. Operates silently. Starlight. Energy projection. Electrical absorption. Publicly active. Translucent. Carbon metamaterial skin. Near invulnerability. Weakness, internal organs. Renner looked up. Each requires tailored elimination. Attempting to engage multiple simultaneously risks failure. Ajax folded his arms. Squads can take them, but only one at a time. We'll need precision, Director. Yes, I said. We will begin with the weakest. Vale tapped her console. Director, intelligence confirms multiple movement patterns. A-Train is active in New York, training under pressure from Vought to recover from declining performance. The Deep has been reassigned to Sandusky, Ohio. Marginal influence, minimal support. Translucent remains stationed at Vought Tower. Surveillance heavy. Starlight performs frequent public events, minimal guard presence. Maeve and Homelander remain primarily at Vought Tower. Homelander rarely leaves Stillwell's side. Black Noir active but unpredictable. Ajax leaned forward. The Deep is isolated. A-Train is vulnerable. Those are the openings. Yes, I said. Strike them first. At Westchester, squads prepared. 26 enhanced operatives stood in full formation. Plasma rifles, refractors, Nemesis 1 kits distributed. Standard operatives reinforced them, 100 strong. Ajax addressed them. The reserves are gone. Now you face the 7. They are strong. But they can die. First, the Deep. Second, A-Train. You will eliminate them cleanly. The operatives answered in unison. Yes, Commander. From the platform above, I spoke. The 7 are Vought's final shield. Break it. Understood, Director, they said. Target 1, the Deep Sandusky. Surveillance placed him near the docks, isolated, demoted by Vought. Vale reported, Director, target alone. No guards. Civilian presence minimal. Ajax ordered, Alpha Squad, engage. The squad moved through the docks at night. The Deep surfaced from the water, gills flaring. He stepped onto the pier, unaware. Claw operatives surged forward. He reacted with sudden strength, throwing one into the water. Another lunged, claws slashing across his chest. He gasped, collapsing to his knees as Nemesis 1 injected. His body convulsed violently before falling still. Ajax reported. Target 1 neutralized. Casualties, none. Target 2, A-Train New York. Surveillance tracked him to a training facility. His movements erratic, unstable under compound vs toll. Vale relayed, Director, target present. Escort minimal. Handler only. Ajax gave the order. Bravo Squad, execute. At midnight, the facility was breached. Guards eliminated instantly. A-Train reacted, accelerating in a blur, striking 2 operatives down before they could raise refractors. Ajax barked, anticipate trajectory. Box him in. Operatives deployed refractors in a tight formation, creating a contained space. A-Train struck repeatedly, ricocheting until concussive blasts knocked him off balance. Claw operatives lunged, piercing his legs. He screamed, collapsing to the floor. Nemesis 1 injected. His body spasmed, heart failing within seconds. Ajax reported. Target 2 neutralized. Casualties, 2 enhanced operatives. By dawn, both the Deep and A-Train were dead. Umbrella convoys returned to Westchester with their corpses, samples preserved immediately. Renner delivered the summary in the strategy room. Director Wesker. 2 of the 7 eliminated. The Deep terminated without resistance. A-Train terminated, Nemesis 1 effective. Casualties, 2 enhanced operatives. Ajax folded his arms. The message is clear. The 7 can be killed. Vale added, Vought has not released public statements yet. Homelander and Stillwell in closed meetings. Queen Maeve under surveillance. Black Noir deployed. Starlight increasingly isolated. Yes, I said. Next. The enhanced squads assembled once again. Ajax addressed them. 2 of the 7 dead. More to follow. Starlight is exposed. Translucent remains vulnerable. You will strike again. From above, I spoke. This campaign will not stop until Umbrella stands alone. Prepare. They answered together. Yes, Director. The system chimed softly. Mission complete, 7 engagement. The Deep and A train eliminated. No B points awarded. Unlocked, systematic dismantling Umbrella can now target remaining members of the 7 individually. Chapter 47, Maeve Surveillance. 2 of the 7 had fallen. The Deep humiliated, dead in Sandusky. A train broken in New York, his body reduced to ash and silence. The 7 were no longer untouchable. But not all of them were enemies that required immediate elimination. Some could be used. Queen Maeve had value. The strategy room filled with low light, the global map replaced by Vought Tower's schematics. Ajax, Vale, and Renner stood at attention as I reviewed. Renner began. Director Wesker. Surveillance confirms Maeve's activity patterns. She remains stationed at Vought Tower most of the week. Occasional public appearances with Starlight. Private movements minimal. Vale tapped her console. Director, long-range surveillance and audio intercepts confirm her interactions with Homelander. She displays clear hostility. Minimal compliance. Behavioral cues consistent with resentment. In private, she drinks heavily. Performance reports indicate declining loyalty. Ajax folded his arms. She hates him. Everyone knows it. But can she be trusted? She will not need trust, I said evenly. She will need direction. Vale activated the feed. A screen displayed Maeve inside her private apartment at Vought Tower. She sat slouched on a couch, half-finished bottle of whiskey in her hand, the television muted. Her expression was blank, shoulders heavy. Vale narrated quietly. Director, surveillance notes her daily routine. Isolation. Heavy drinking. Occasional anger outbursts. When Homelander visits, she feigns compliance. But her body language consistent defiance. She loathes him. Renner added, Director, her abilities remain formidable. Enhanced strength, durability, combat experience. Not Homelander's equal, but superior to most supes. A potential ally. Ajax's eyes narrowed. Or a liability. She will not be a liability, I said. We will approach her. The plan was precise. Vale coordinated surveillance, ensuring Maeve's routines were mapped down to the hour. When she left Vought Tower for a private appearance, one staged charity visit at a hospital, Umbrella would intercept discreetly. Ajax arranged a minimal team, 2 enhanced operatives in civilian attire, providing perimeter control. No weapons visible. The encounter would not be an ambush. It would be an offer. At dusk, Maeve departed Vought Tower in a black Vought vehicle. Starlight absent. Homelander nowhere near. Vale's voice carried through the comms. Director, target en route. Escort, 2 drivers, no additional security. Proceed, I said. The vehicle turned down a side street toward the hospital entrance. Traffic lights shifted. Umbrella's operatives executed the disruption, blocking the path with a stalled car. The driver braked sharply. Maeve stepped out, irritation visible. She looked up. I was already there. Her eyes narrowed instantly, recognition flashing faintly. You're not Vought. No, I said calmly. My voice carried the low, controlled tone that made her freeze. I am Umbrella. She studied me carefully, her hand flexing slightly at her side, cautious but not immediately hostile. You've been the one killing them. A-Train. The Deep. All those reserves. Yes, I said. They were weak. She frowned, her voice hard. And what? You're here to try me next. No, I said. I am here to offer you an escape. Silence lingered. Her expression hardened further, but her eyes shifted, betraying thought. Finally, she spoke. Escape from what? From Homelander, I said flatly. From Vought. From being a puppet. You hate him. You despise them. I am giving you a choice. Align with Umbrella. Or remain his prisoner. Maeve exhaled sharply, half a laugh, half disbelief. You don't know what you're asking. Homelander. I know precisely, I cut her off. He keeps you leashed. He humiliates you. He uses you. You are nothing but a shield to Vought. With Umbrella, you will be a weapon. Directed. Respected. And free from him. Her jaw clenched. For the first time, her voice dropped low, less sharp, more tired. And what happens if I say no? Then you continue to drink yourself into oblivion, I said. Until he decides you are no longer useful. And then you die. Her eyes locked on mine. Tension thick. But behind the fire, resignation flickered. You talk like you've already won, she muttered. I have, I said. Maeve looked away, exhaling slowly. She raised her whiskey flask, taking a long drink. Then she lowered it, staring at me again. What do you want from me? Information. Access. And when the time comes, your strength. She shook her head slightly, almost laughing. You really think you can take him? Homelander? Yes, I said. And you will help me. For several seconds, she said nothing. Then finally, her shoulders lowered, the faintest crack in her mask. I hate him, she said quietly. I know, I replied. She studied me once more, searching for hesitation, for weakness. She found none. At last, she nodded faintly. Fine. I'll play along. But don't think for a second I'm doing this for you. I want him gone. That is all I require, I said. Ajax's voice came through the comms quietly. Director, time. Vought will notice her absence. I turned slightly. Return to your routine, I instructed Maeve. Act as if this never occurred. We will contact you when required. Her gaze lingered on me, sharp and uncertain. But she nodded once, then stepped back into the vehicle. The drivers, oblivious to what had transpired, continued toward the hospital. Back at Umbrella Tower, Ajax, Renner, and Vale gathered in the strategy room. Vale spoke first. Director, surveillance confirms Maeve returned without deviation. No signs of immediate distress. No alert to Vought. Renner added, her alignment is tentative. But her resentment toward Homelander is real. With continued pressure, she will provide value. Ajax folded his arms. She's strong. She's dangerous. If she turns, she'll be a problem. She will not turn, I said. She has already chosen. Umbrella or oblivion. She understands. Later, in the laboratories, samples from A-Train and the Deep were processed. Data catalogued. Bioweapon Nemesis 1 refined further. But among the reports, Maeve's file was updated. Her status no longer read target. It read asset. The system chimed softly. Mission complete, Maeve surveillance. Queen Maeve has been contacted and aligned with Umbrella. No B points awarded. Unlocked, internal ally Maeve will provide intelligence and strength against Homelander and Vought. Chapter 48, Maeve Directive. Queen Maeve had agreed to alignment. Resentment against Homelander was her fuel. Umbrella would now refine her into a tool. She would become Umbrella's eyes and ears inside the Seven. The strategy room was cleared of unnecessary personnel. Ajax, Renner, and Vale stood positioned around the main table as I gave the order. Maeve will act as an asset, I said coldly. Her position inside Vought Tower gives her access no operative can replicate. She will provide us with everything. Movements. Meetings. Vulnerabilities. Ajax crossed his arms. She'll comply, but she's unstable. Drinks constantly. Emotional. We can't rely on her the way we do squads. She does not need reliability, I said. She needs direction. Renner tapped his data pad. Director, protocols established for secure communication. Encrypted channels, signal masking. Contact will occur only during scheduled windows. No traceable records. Vale added, Director, I will monitor all transmissions personally. If Maeve attempts deception, it will be detected. Begin immediately, I said. The first contact came that night. Maeve's voice cut through the secured line, her tone low and flat. I'm here. What do you want? I answered calmly. Your role is simple. You will observe. You will report. Every conversation inside Vought Tower. Every movement of the Seven. You will send it to me. She gave a bitter laugh. You think I can just walk around with a tape recorder? Homelander's watching me constantly. Then you will act with precision, I said. You will choose moments when he is gone. You will memorize. And you will deliver. She went silent for several seconds. Then her voice returned, quieter. Fine. I'll play spy. What do you need first? Everything, I said. Within 24 hours, the first report arrived. Vale received the transmission and relayed it into the strategy room. Director, Maeve's initial information, Homelander has demanded Vought prepare an overseas mission to reassert control after reserve eliminations. Stillwell stalled him, citing security concerns. Black Noir deployed to track unknown threats. Starlight kept isolated from decision-making. Tensions inside the tower rising. Renner noted, Director Wesker, this aligns with previous surveillance. Stillwell losing control rapidly. Homelander increasingly erratic. Ajax added, if Noir's hunting, we'll need to tighten squad activity. Let him hunt, I said. He will find nothing. The second report followed the next day. Maeve's voice came over the line, strained, with faint sounds of glass clinking in the background. Homelander knows the Seven are weaker. He's furious about A-Train and the Deep. He thinks Vought is hiding something. He doesn't trust Stillwell anymore. He told her if she lies again, he'll end her. I responded evenly. And you? Her exhale was sharp. I told him nothing. I won't tell him anything. But he's watching me too. Every move. If he even suspects. Then you will conceal it, I interrupted. You will continue to play your role. When he looks at you, you will show him nothing. Another pause. Then she answered, understood. Renner compiled the data. Director Wesker, Maeve's transmissions confirm Homelander's growing distrust of Stillwell. Pressure within the Seven escalating. Starlight increasingly marginalized. Opportunity to fracture them further. Ajax folded his arms. We can use this. If Maeve feeds us schedules, we can time our strikes. Yes, I said. Direct her. Vale prepared precise prompts for Maeve. Lists of information required daily. Schedules of 7 meetings. Homelander's movements. Black Noir's deployments. Starlight's assignments. Stillwell's private communications. The next transmission arrived 2 days later. Maeve's voice was tired, but clear. Homelander's schedule: 3 patrols this week. 2 public appearances. 1 private meeting with government representatives. Noir deployed in Chicago. Starlight confined to PR events. Stillwell in contact with DC daily, begging for support. Renner tapped his datapad. Director Wesker, patterns forming. Homelander spreads thin, but Vought still clinging to structure. Stillwell desperate. Monitor, I said. The laboratory logs showed another update. Maeve's file expanded. Her contributions recorded in sterile detail. Transmission 1, Homelander demand for overseas mission. Transmission 2, Homelander distrust of Stillwell. Transmission 3, 7 schedules and assignments. Her designation remained, Asset. Umbrella squads adjusted accordingly. Black Noir's movements noted. Patrol routes avoided. Starlight's appearances logged. Homelander's absences highlighted. Ajax oversaw the updates personally. Director, Maeve's intel is accurate. Squads can maneuver cleanly now. No risk of accidental exposure. Renner added, her knowledge grants us an advantage no surveillance can replicate. With her data, we can predict their actions before they occur. Yes, I said. The 4th transmission arrived at midnight. Maeve's voice came flat, quieter than before. Homelander came to me tonight. He asked if I was hiding anything. He stared at me for 5 minutes. Didn't blink. I thought he'd see through me. And did he? I asked. No, she said, a bitter edge. He doesn't see anything unless he wants to. Then you will continue, I said. She let out a humorless laugh. You don't care what this does to me, do you? I care only for results, I replied. Her silence lingered. Then finally, she said, then I'll keep sending them. Ajax stood at the edge of the strategy room after the transmission ended. She's cracking. But she's still useful. Renner noted clinically, Director, psychological strain expected. Recommend limiting contact to necessary transmissions only. Reduces risk of exposure. Agreed, I said. Within the week, Maeve's transmissions provided Umbrella with confirmation of Homelander's next private appearance in DC. Details of Stillwell's escalating arguments with Vought executives. Starlight's expressed doubts to Maeve about Vought's morality. Black Noir's reassignment to shadow Starlight instead of Umbrella assets. Renner delivered the compiled report. Director Wesker. Maeve's intelligence has shifted Vought's internal map entirely. Homelander distracted. Noir redirected. Stillwell desperate. Starlight questioning. The Seven's cohesion unraveling. Ajax said coldly, they're vulnerable. We can start pulling them apart faster. Yes, I said. The system chimed softly. Mission complete, Maeve directive. Maeve has been established as an active inside agent, providing Umbrella with detailed intelligence from within the Seven. No B points awarded. Unlocked, internal collapse. Umbrella can now fracture the Seven using Maeve's information. Chapter 49, Translucent Elimination. Maeve had given Umbrella the schedules. Vought Tower's guarded routines were no longer concealed. Among them, Translucent's patterns stood out. He believed himself untouchable. His carbon metamaterial skin impervious to blades, bullets, and fire. He was wrong. The strategy room glowed dimly, screens filled with surveillance data. Ajax, Vale, and Renner stood positioned, waiting. Renner began, eyes on his datapad. Director Wesker. Maeve's intelligence provides detailed accounts of Translucent's movements. He rarely leaves Vought Tower. When he does, it is for routine surveillance of the city. He travels alone. His confidence in his invulnerability renders him careless. Vale tapped her console. Director, recordings confirm he spends time in private booths at Vought Tower, monitoring team communications. No one questions his absences. He avoids public appearances, as invisibility offers him little for PR. Operationally, he is passive. Ajax folded his arms. He hides, thinks no one can touch him. But his weakness is internal. Exploit it, and he dies. Yes, I said. We will eliminate him. Renner adjusted the display. Director Wesker. Elimination Method 1, Nemesis 1 injection delivered internally. Requires piercing his body through mouth, ear, or other orifice. Lethal. Method 2, concussive blast combined with refractor compression. Shockwave concentrated internally. Risk higher, but effective. Method 3, environmental trap. Sealed chamber. Refractor resonance deployed until internal collapse. Ajax nodded once. All viable. First is cleanest. Yes, I said. Proceed. The operation was prepared in silence. Maeve provided the trigger. Translucent's next patrol. Scheduled for midnight. His route, across Midtown Manhattan rooftops, finishing near an underground Vought relay station. No escort. Vale coordinated drones to shadow his movements. Ajax selected Bravo Squad 12 enhanced operatives, supported by 20 standards. Equipped with refractors, plasma rifles, and Nemesis 1 kits. The order was given. Intercept. Terminate. At midnight, the city skyline stretched dark, lights glowing faintly below. Vale's voice carried through the comms. Director, target leaving Vought Tower. Moving northwest. Invisible, but drones tracking thermal displacement. Ajax replied coldly, Bravo Squad, positions. Do not miss him. The squad deployed across rooftops. Refractors positioned, arcs ready. Translucent moved unseen, unaware. His footsteps barely audible. Vale relayed coordinates. Director, target approaching engagement zone. 10 seconds. Ajax commanded. Now. Concussive blasts fired from both flanks, colliding at the center of the rooftop. Translucent was struck mid-step, his body shimmering faintly as his skin reflected light under impact. He staggered, visible for a brief moment. Claw operatives surged forward. One forced a refractor clamp around his chest, compressing tightly. Another pried his mouth open. He struggled, shouting incoherently, but the refractor held. A Nemesis 1 syringe drove down his throat. The effect was immediate. He gagged violently, body convulsing as the destabilized compound V spread through his system. His skin flickered, the metamaterial destabilizing. His voice cracked as blood poured from his mouth. He tried to turn invisible again, but his cells collapsed internally. His organs liquefied under strain. Within minutes, he lay motionless. Ajax's voice came calm and cold. Target neutralized. No casualties. The body was secured. Transported under heavy containment to Umbrella Tower. Scientists began dissection immediately. Renner presented the preliminary analysis in the laboratory. Director Wesker. Subject's carbon metamaterial skin remains intact after death. Durable to external forces. But internal organs highly vulnerable. Nemesis 1 proved effective. Tissue destabilized rapidly. Weakness confirmed, internal entry required. He gestured to the dissected corpse under sterile lights. The skin gleamed faintly, still indestructible even in death. Director, material extraction difficult. But potential applications include reinforced armor plating. Research underway. Proceed, I said. Back in the strategy room, Ajax summarized. Bravo squad effective. Trap executed without flaw. His arrogance killed him. Vale added, Director, Vought unaware of cause. Their sensors lost track of him mid-patrol. No body recovered. They assumed disappearance. Renner concluded, Director Wesker, another of the 7 removed. Remaining, Homelander, Maeve, Black Noir, Starlight. I stood silently for a moment, then answered. Good. The enhanced squads assembled once more in the training grounds. Ajax addressed them. 3 members of the 7 eliminated. 4 remain. Your hunts will continue. From above, I spoke. The shield weakens. You will break the rest. They responded together. Yes, Director. Maeve's transmission arrived that night. Her voice was flat, tired. They know he's gone. Translucent didn't come back. Homelander suspicious. Stillwell's panicking. Noir silent. Starlight confused. You will continue to observe, I instructed. She exhaled. Fine. But when Homelander finds out what you're doing. He already suspects, I said evenly. It changes nothing. Her silence lingered before the transmission ended. The laboratories continued their work. Nemesis 1 refined further with translucent samples. Researchers catalogued the breakdown of his cells, logging every result meticulously. Umbrella's vaults gained another record, translucent. Neutralized. The system chimed softly. Mission complete, translucent elimination. Target neutralized with Nemesis 1. No B points awarded. Unlocked, 7 fragmentation with 3 members dead, Vought's power collapses further. Homelander's suspicion intensifies. Chapter 50, Stillwell subjugation. 3 members of the 7 were gone. The Deep eliminated. A train collapsed. Translucent neutralized and dissected. Vought had not explained their absences. Stillwell covered with empty statements and staged distractions, but Homelander's suspicion deepened. She was cornered. Umbrella would close its grip. The message was simple. Umbrella Tower. 9 p.m. Attendance required. Stillwell arrived precisely on time. Her hair was pulled tight, her suit immaculate, but the strain was visible. Shadows under her eyes. Shoulders tense. Ajax escorted her into the strategy room. Renner stood at the wall with his day top hat. Vale monitored from the console. I waited at the head of the table. Miss Stillwell, I said calmly. Sit. She lowered herself into the chair opposite me, setting her briefcase neatly on the table though she never opened it. You've called me again, she said, voice steady but guarded. Yes, I said. You are failing. Her lips pressed together. If this is about translucent. It is, I cut her off. He is dead. You know it. Homelander knows it. And you cannot explain it. Her composure cracked slightly, eyes narrowing. I don't know what you did to him. I don't even know how you did it. But I know you were behind it. Yes, I said. Her hands tightened on the armrests. Do you have any idea what you've done? Homelander is paranoid. He's watching me constantly. If he decides I had any part in this, then he will kill you, I said evenly. Unless you obey. Silence stretched. Stillwell's jaw worked as she tried to hold control. Finally, she said, what more could you possibly want from me? I've already given you facilities. Data. Access. My position inside Vought is collapsing. I leaned back slightly. Your position will be sustained only as long as I allow it. You will no longer provide selectively. You will no longer delay. You will give me everything. All communication with Vought executives. Every message. Every directive. Immediate transmission. Her eyes flickered, hesitation clear. If I send you those files, I'll have no cover left. They'll see. They will see nothing, I said. Because you will hide nothing from me. Every lie you tell them, I will control. She stared at me, shoulders trembling faintly before she forced them still. And if I refuse? Then you are finished, I said flatly. Homelander will tear you apart within days. Vought will discard you. Your only value is through me. Her breathing slowed. She swallowed once, then straightened. What exactly do you want? Total submission, I said. From this moment, every order you give, every document you sign, every meeting you attend, you will do so as an agent of Umbrella. Not Vought. You will not question. You will not resist. You will obey. The room was silent except for the faint hum of Vale's console. Stillwell's mask of composure fractured fully now. She exhaled sharply, her tone edged. You don't understand what you're asking. Homelander already doubts me. If I slip once. You will not slip, I said. You will serve. And I will protect you. Her laugh was brittle, humorless. You think you can protect me from him? Yes, I said. For several moments, she said nothing. Then slowly, her shoulders lowered. Her voice dropped. Then tell me what to do. Ajax stepped forward, setting a sealed black folder on the table in front of her. She hesitated, then opened it. Inside were directives. Step-by-step protocols for secure transmission, concealed access to Vought servers, code phrases for Umbrella-only files, and daily reporting schedules. Her hands shook faintly as she flipped through the pages. If anyone notices these logs. They will not, I said. Because you will follow the instructions exactly. She closed the folder and looked back at me. Her voice was barely above a whisper now. And if Homelander kills me anyway? Then he will die with you, I said. Her eyes widened faintly at the certainty in my tone. For several seconds, she studied me. Then she nodded once. Fine. I'll do it. I'll give you everything. But if I'm going down, I want to see him fall. You will, I said. Ajax moved to escort her out. At the door, she stopped briefly, looking back at me. Her voice was quiet, almost resigned. I don't know what scares me more, him, or you. I gave no answer. She left. Back in the strategy room, Renner spoke first. Director Wesker, Stillwell's compliance now complete. With direct access to her communications, Umbrella will control the flow of information between Vought and government officials. We will know everything. Vale added, Director, I will monitor her transmissions personally. Any deviation will be caught instantly. She is broken, but useful. Ajax folded his arms. Homelander's suspicion only grows. If he sees too much, he'll act. Yes, I said. And we will be ready. The following day, the first transmission arrived from Stillwell. Vale relayed it into the strategy room. Director Wesker, Stillwell has provided full executive correspondence logs. Vought board members in panic. Government contacts pressuring for explanations. Homelander demanding missions to prove strength. No strategy remains consistent. Renner scanned the data. Director, this confirms systemic collapse. Executives fractured. No unified command. Stillwell only anchor, and she is now ours. Ajax nodded once. Then she's our puppet. Yes, I said. Maeve's transmission arrived later that night. Her tone was quiet, almost sardonic. I don't know what you did to Stillwell, but she's worse than before. Homelander screams at her, and she just nods. Whatever control she had, it's gone. She no longer serves Vought, I said. She serves Umbrella. Maeve exhaled a humorless laugh. Good. Then make her suffer. The laboratories logged the update. Stillwell's designation changed from asset partial to asset total. The system chimed softly. Mission complete, Stillwell subjugation. Madeline Stillwell has been forced into total submission, providing complete control of Vought's executive communications. No B points awarded. Unlocked, Executive Override Umbrella can now manipulate Vought's internal and external strategy directly.